So for me, when we talk about sleep, it's about routines. It has to be about routines. I know routines are more challenging now that when it's a bit busier, but if we need to stick to those routines, again, that's why we're talking about healthy habits now. So important to get your healthy habits.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in, for being a part of our True Form Life community. We're coming at you with a brand new show. We appreciate whether you're listening on terrestrial radio across the country or as a podcast around the world. We certainly wouldn't be here without you. So stick around. We got all that coming up.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
So, Dorothy, what are we talking about today?
So today we want to talk, because it's just a handful of days here before Christmas, we wanted to talk about reducing your stress levels or keeping those stress levels low so you can actually enjoy your time with family and friends or wherever you're going to be, because we get ourselves so wound up into a big stress ball. And then when we actually have time to sit down and relax or have some more quiet time, then we just kind of unravel because of all of the wound up stress. So if we continue to work on keeping our stress levels low, then we'll actually have the opportunity to enjoy the holidays. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is ways to keep your stress, reduce your stress so that you can enjoy your holidays.
Now, it's a stressful time of year. Finances is going to be buying the perfect gift, for example, traveling to family. There's so many things that could stress us out at this time of year. So that's why we want to talk about it. We want to give you a chance to enjoy the holiday season and not be so stressed out. Because then if it's Christmas Eve, if it's Christmas Day, and we are so stressed out, we don't have the chance to appreciate our friends and family.
That's right. It's so important, like we were talking about before, to take action now so that you can actually enjoy Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. A lot of times we're with family, because if we wait, then we'll probably unravel once everything calms down, right? So there's certain things we can do right now, right today, to reduce our stress so that we can enjoy ourselves.
That's right. Now, I guess for me, to starting off with how you can reduce stress, I got to go back to our healthy habits, because so many times we wait till after the holidays and we're like, expect that perfect time. And we're like, let's not do anything now because it's too busy. We have too many things going on. So starting your healthy habits now or creating it, just think about, I think it might have been Shauna in our monthly membership group. She posted something that says, if you can get your workouts in now, you can get your workouts in at any time of year. So it doesn't have to be just workouts. It could be breathing, stretching. It could be nutrition and making sure you don't miss meals. So for me, the biggest thing to do is start now and come up with a plan and execute that plan during the busiest time. Because if you could do it now, you could do it at any time of year.
And that is such a good point. If you can do it in the busiest time of the year, then you're already ahead of the game for January when things slow down a little bit. And we always think, this is the thing, we always think that once January comes, it'll slow down in January, so then I can jump on it and I can get to it. But then January comes, and this happens, and that happens, and this is going on, and that is going on. And it's not, just because Christmas is over, doesn't mean we're less busy. You know what I mean? So jumping on now is the best time.
It's also that mindset. I think it's the mindset of being like, it doesn't matter what time of year it is or what's going on, I'm going to get this done. And if we have that mindset of meal planning, of staying on track with nutrition, especially now where it's more challenging, we're going to be that much more successful during the rest of the year.
That's right.
I think there are options out there. We just don't think about them, for example. Or maybe if someone if you're bringing that to a party, maybe you're grabbing the cheapest thing. I don't know, whatever it is. Just like, for example, Dorothy started this past Christmas was the first time she made healthy baking for other people. And everyone loved it. It was crazy, like all the comments that were coming back and how much. So you were delivering it before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are saying that these aren't going to last until Christmas.
I was like, oh no, I hope these last until Christmas.
So you can find healthier options. And maybe if someone like Dorothy, I mean, if it's not Dorothy, for example, maybe there's someone in your area that's closer and can bake something healthy, or maybe you can make something healthy. But I don't think we're doing anyone a favor by getting a box of cookies that are the lowest quality and just saying, here you go, good luck with this. Have a good Christmas. Because no one feels great after the Christmas weight and the toxins and the mental clutter that sugar and all those toxins bring along with it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Do you have a tip for reducing stress?
Well, it goes closely to, my tip goes closely to what Drew was saying about starting your healthy habits now. But what I wanted to talk about was sticking to your routine that you've already created, if you have one, right? And I'm talking about a workout routine in particular. So a lot of times when it starts to get super stressful time of year, we're super busy, then we're just like, I don't have time to work out. So I'll start working out again in January. That is so common. And what's the funny thing about it is that exercising is the number one way to reduce stress. And when we are stressed out and don't have a lot of time, it's the last thing that we think about doing, when it's the number one thing that will help us reduce our stress. So it's so important, if we already have a workout routine, to stick to it. And time is really precious, or dwindling a bit. How do we say it? Minimal? You have less time for yourself at this time of year because you're giving so much to others. But it really is important to just take, even if it's just 15 minutes or 10 minutes, that's all you have. You could get some abs in. You could do a little walk in 15 minutes. You could go for a short jog in 15 minutes. You can do something active or something in terms of a workout in a short amount of time. But I truly think that we should respect ourselves enough and love ourselves enough to get our workouts in even over the holidays, because it's the number one way to reduce stress.
That's right. So we're so stressed out we can't really think properly. We can't enjoy our mood, and emotions are kind of all over the place because we're so stressed out. There's so many things weighing on our mind. And if you would just take a few minutes for yourself and relieve some stress, that it doesn't, like Dorothy was saying, it doesn't take a lot of time or effort. It just takes that conscious effort to be thinking about it and making it happen. And when you were talking there, I remember Faye Stenning, who is a professional obstacle course runner.
Spartan, right?
Yeah, Spartan runner.
She's an elite Spartan runner.
So she was on Exploring Mind and Body, and I interviewed her maybe a year ago. But she was saying how she had I think she quit her full-time job to do Spartan running full-time. But when she was working her way up and trying to be one of the best or elite runners, she would throw her equipment in her car. She would always have a pair of running shoes in her work bag. She said, I knew I had to never have an excuse to not get my workout in. So she always had workout equipment. She always had a plan of where she was going and what she could do. If she was waiting for 15 minutes, then she would go for a run for 15 minutes. Then she would change real quick and go back to work. So it was that mindset of always having a reason to do something instead of having a reason to not do something.
And I think, like Ben had mentioned before, about people like stopping in for visits and things like that. And we feel always guilty for saying, no, that doesn't work, right? But if somebody phones you, for example, if you're on your way out to get your workout done and somebody phones you and says, oh, I'm going to stop in and have a tea, is that okay? You can say, actually, that doesn't work for me right now. I'm just heading out to the gym or whatever that needs to be done. But could you stop by at this time? Or this would be a better time for me. But we're afraid to say no.
Yeah, and that's because we're people pleasers. Like naturally, we just want to make everyone happy. So, and we put ourselves last on the list. We talked about this on our self-care show. We did that on the radio show, and we did that at a presentation. And it's putting ourselves first instead of always putting ourselves last. So you continually put yourself last on the list, there's no time. There's no time for you to get the things done that you need to do. So it's funny, like if we have 30 minutes, for example, to do something, maybe you have a short workout at home, maybe you just stretch, maybe you just do some breathing exercises in your Zen area that we recommend putting out, part of our challenge as well. If we took that time for ourselves, we would be so much better off mentally, physically, emotionally. But if someone else is like, oh, can I stop by? Can you do this for me? We're like, yep, sure, I'll do that. But we don't take the time to do it for ourselves.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of funny how we always put ourselves last. And if we even bring up the word selfish, people are like, don't want to be selfish. So we would suggest being a bit selfish and taking time for yourself, especially to reduce stress at this time of year.
And one more thing that I just wanted to mention was about our mood. A lot of times, exercise does improve our mood. So if we're cranky, if we're even tired, if we're in a bad mood, exercise elevates our mood and puts us in a good mood because of those rush of endorphins, right? Because exercise, working out releases our endorphins. So it makes
happy emotions.
So a lot of times, even if I'm cranky or if I'm in a bad mood, Drew will actually be like, you need to work out. Would you just go work out? And it's so true that when you come back or when you're done your workout, you're like, your stress levels are lower, you're happier, you feel better, you're more pleasant to be around. And what is it like your, like when you're snappy, like everything is bothering you and you're grumpy, I guess you're snappy, like that reduces too. You have more patience, right? And so another reason why it's so important to get workouts in, because you want to be with your family and your friends over Christmas. You don't want to be the cranky one, in the room.
Enjoy your time with family. If you're so miserable, what's the point of being around family? I put up a post on our True Form Facebook page, and I asked, what's your favorite thing about Christmas? And probably 80% of people said time with family.
Right.
90% of people said spending time with family. But if you're so worn out and you're miserable and you're edgy and you snap at everyone, you're not going to appreciate that time with family, and it's so limited. Many times we see family once or twice a year, and we miss out on so many things. So you may as well be in a good mood and enjoy them while you're there.
Yeah, nobody likes a Mr. Grumpus.
Mr. Grumpus. So, okay, we need another tip.
We have to talk about sleep.
Okay, so for me, when we talk about sleep, it's about routines. It has to be about routines. That's the easiest way to explain how to get proper sleep. I know routines are more challenging now that when it's a bit busier, but if we need to stick to those routines, again, that's why we're talking about healthy habits now. So important to get your healthy habits in. Right now we're doing more so morning routines, but creating an evening morning routine is so important, and it will we do morning routines to set our day up for success. So evening routines set our evenings up for success, meaning a restful night's sleep.
Yeah, so we have to, Drew often calls it, you bookend your day. So you have a morning routine to start off, like I said, and the evening routine to end it. And then it's like a complete day, right? It completes everything. And I think a lot of time, yes, stress contributes to lack of sleep, no doubt. But a lot of times, a lack of routine in the evening contributes to a lack of sleep as well.
That's right.
So when we talk about having an evening routine to increase sleep or to help with sleep, it includes unwinding and relaxing for the evening, because we talk about sleep quite often because it's so important to our daily habits. So one of the things we talk about to reduce our stress is the amount of screen time that we have right before bed. And so Drew and I have a little, I don't want to call it a rule, but a little routine where we don't have screen time at least minimum an hour before we go to bed. So we put the cell phone away. We don't watch a lot of TV anyway, but we wouldn't watch TV right before going to bed. And we turn the computer off, like no computer, at least 1 hour before going to bed, because these are all, can I call them stimulants? These are all stimulants, right? They get our mind racing. They're bright, and help me out, Drew. Like,
they're stimulating.
Stimulating.
So you
I'm
want
losing my words.
you want things
Rescue me.
you want things to calm you and relax you in the evening. If you have things that are like bright, shiny things, if you have action movies, there's things that keep your mind going or guessing, or if you're scared, these are stimulants that wake you up. And we want to do the exact opposite. Unfortunately, when we sit down and watch a TV, it's going to be suspenseful because they want you to stick around past the commercial. They want you to watch the next episode, or they want you to watch the next part of what's going on, so they can keep you there. And it's suspenseful, or it's exciting. And we need to move ourselves away from that because that's stimulating and going to wake us up and keep us alert. And we need to go the opposite way.
The opposite way. So things that we can do, like right before bed. So once you shut your electronics off, you can start like a little relaxation process, which could include a nice detox bath. So we have detox baths quite regularly, and it not only draws out the toxins from our bodies, but it puts us in a nice, relaxful state. So in our detox bath, we put Himalayan bath salts, we put baking soda, and then you can add, if it's nighttime, a nice, relaxing essential oil, like lavender, for example, will promote sleep and help you sleep and relax your mind. So a bath works nicely right before bed. Reading is really nice.
Just jump in the bath.
He's not done with bath.
It's just, so we recommend in our monthly membership group, we recommend a bath once a week or at least once every 2 weeks. That's more so in prevention. So just think about our stress levels raising higher and higher and higher. If we take that time to have a nice, relaxing, detoxing bath, that will give us a chance to lower our stress levels. And then it's really nice because it's more prevention as opposed to treatment. So if you're always having relaxing with the detoxing bath, then you don't have to worry about continually being stressed out. It will bring us back down. So what we recommend that is, you could do that every evening if you like, but we recommend that on a regular basis at some level, once a week.
At least once a week. Yeah.
Once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Great. And sometimes we put on some meditation music, but it's usually in the morning, hey? Our meditation music, we usually put it on in the morning, but it would be a wonderful thing to do at nighttime, like some relaxing, calming music. I like the naturey sounds. Waterfalls, birds chirping.
It's not something that we would do regularly in the evening, but I think a lot of people are used to TVs.
Right.
You know, it's funny, we're here in a hotel, we haven't turned the TV on once. We haven't even thought about it.
We don't even think about it.
Because we don't turn it on at home. So we don't even have one at our place in LA. So we don't have a TV.
We don't plan on getting one.
But I think a lot of people are used to falling asleep with noise and with the TV on. So we really recommend having the TVs, phones, electronics outside of the bedroom. So, but if you're used to having noise, it's like a lot of people we're not used to that. We're not used to calm. Like we don't take time for ourselves. We're not used to meditation or breathing. That's why in our challenge, we wanted you to try 10 breaths to get started. Like just try 10 breaths. But we'll always have those it's noise. It's like white noise that is just constant. If we're always used to that, we would 100% recommend having some kind of calming music before bedtime instead of the opposite of the TV blasting or whatever, Netflix on or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we have our bath and we have our calming music perhaps. But it's also, reading is really nice in the evening as well. And be choosy with the books that we're reading in the evening. You don't want a book that's going to, like, for example, Drew knows that he can't read marketing books at the nighttime before bed.
That's true.
Right? And, some people are into scary, like, books.
Stephen King. I used to love a Stephen King book.
Those wouldn't be books you'd want
Not in the evening.
Not in the evening. Those wouldn't be books you'd want to read in the evening. You'd want to read, like a book, like a feel-good book.
Yeah, something enjoyable, something relaxing, like probably maybe a love story, Dorothy. Or something that maybe Dorothy likes to, sometimes she looks at her angel cards before bed. So whatever it is, it should be something positive and something relaxing. If it's not relaxing for you, if it's something that, like if I read a business book, my mind is like, thinking about 1,000 different business ideas, and it's not going to put me to sleep. So I know that I have to stay away from that at that time. So whatever book you have, if you know that that's going to keep you up or keep you guessing or thinking about the next story, the next chapter, probably not a good idea.
Mm-hmm. And journaling as well kind of goes with reading. You know what's nice about journaling in the evening is that a lot of times before bed we carry around with us these thoughts or these things like throughout the day, and or we're already thinking about tomorrow, and tomorrow I have to do this, tomorrow I have to do that, oh my gosh, I can't forget that, and our mind is just racing. So journaling can help you release those thoughts. So for example, maybe you write down the things that, if it's something that's bothering you, you can write those down and get them out. If you're thinking about the 10 million tasks you have to do tomorrow, make yourself a list and like release them from your brain and just like get them out on the paper. And that helps a lot as well.
A notepad helps as well, even if journaling would take that to the next level. But even if you have a pen and pad next to your desk, your table, night table,
on your nightstand.
Yeah. If you have thoughts running through your head, just write them down. And sometimes I do that. Like I fall asleep and I can't get into that deep sleep because I have 5 things that I don't want to forget the next day. I just write them down and I'm done. Forget about them, and then you can go to sleep.
Because you're constantly reminding yourself, don't forget about that, don't forget about that, don't forget about that. But if it's written down, then you won't forget because it's written down.
And then, you know what, one of the things that Dorothy loves is her diffuser. Of course, she's a essential oils junkie.
A freak.
So
essential oil freak.
Essential oils everywhere. So diffusing something relaxing in your room. So we have at least 2 that are constantly going. If you put one next to your bed that's calming, like lavender, it's a good one that you enjoy.
We like Stress Away as well.
Stress Away is a good one.
Nighttime before bed. And so if you have these essential oils, that's going to help put you in a relaxed state and promote your sleep. That's a great advantage as well.
Yeah. Okay, where are we at now? Sleep. Oh, the lavender and the diffuser, sleep.
Oh, I wanted to talk about one more thing about sleep, and that was we meditate in the morning to get ourselves, or whatever we want to call it. Some of us like to call it meditation, some prayers, some breathing exercises, whatever you like to call it is fine. Just know that when we say meditation, it's just breathing, really. So
it could be breathing. It could be visualization. We're big visualization fans. We do our own visualization exercises regularly, meaning daily.
In our morning routine.
So it could be whatever you want. We don't want those breathing exercises to scare you away. If it's a religion thing or if it's a personal thing, whatever works for you. If it's breathing, if it's prayer, do whatever works best for you.
So at the evening before bed, you can do your breathing exercises to let go of the stress of the day and come into a nice, calm, centered place. And it's something that we have started doing more recently. I suppose we've been doing this for a year or so, but maybe it's not so recent. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So we will take turns telling each other stories at nighttime, and it's usually connected to our visualization activities.
It just goes back to visualization. I think if you're like writing, for example, or sharing with someone the things that I think Dorothy's talking about manifesting, visualization. It's more, sometimes it's pleasant. I actually read this in a book sometimes that one time that if a day doesn't go the way you wanted it to go, you can go back and think about the things where it would have made a better day. So it puts you in a better mood. It gives you more positive outlook, and it gives you more of a chance to manifest the things that you want to do the next day to make it a better day for you. So however that you choose to do that, there's things that you can do to improve your mind and move that more towards the things that you want to do or be or have. Mm-hmm. So when we talked about sleep, improving your sleep, having a restful night's sleep, it's more about improving your sleep habits. So the things that you're doing, it's just like prevention. For example, if you have digestion issues, for example, it's not treating your digestion when it happens. It's the steps, it's the food that you're putting in your body before. It's the things that, like, are you having kombucha? Are you putting highly processed food in your body to disrupt your digestion? So when it comes to sleep, it's not the actual sleep at night in the evening. It's, are you watching an action movie? Are you putting highly processed food, sugary. We didn't talk about that.
We didn't talk about foods.
Alcohol, tobacco, those are all toxins that keep us awake and alert late into the evening and prevents us from getting a restful night's sleep. So again, just to wrap it up, I would say create those healthy habits in the evening, bookend your day, have a great morning routine and a really nice evening routine to set your night up for a restful night's sleep.
One thing we didn't talk about, and it's kind of like the last resort for us, but we have in our body something called melatonin. So if our melatonin levels are kind of out of whack, then it can be difficult to sleep, right? So you can pick up melatonin tablets or pills or whatever, vitamins, whatever you call them. They're a natural, right? I can say they're a natural supplement, right? And it's not a sleeping pill, but it helps you if you take a melatonin at night, then it helps to get your melatonin levels back to where they need to be. So melatonin helps your sleep, and the little supplements will help you do that. But we don't suggest being reliant on those. It just, you take them for a couple of nights to try to get your levels back to where they need to be, and then don't take them anymore. And there was one time that Drew was like, "Oh my gosh, Dorothy, you've been taking those every night. Like, you can't do that." I was like, "Well, I've been sleeping great." But yeah, 2 or 3 nights, and then you should move away from them. You shouldn't be taking them on a regular basis. But
well, it's a pill. Like it's a pill, and usually you don't take pills for the rest of your life. Like, so for me, it's not natural enough to be like, I mean, and it is like our body produces melatonin, for example, just like our body produces creatine, for example. A lot of guys at the gym, for example, they'll take a creatine supplement to increase those levels. So you can use natural, a lot of those creatine supplements have like sugar flavored toxins that we should be staying away from. But coming back to melatonin, our body does produce it, but if you're continually putting it in your body becomes reliant on it, and then you're not able to sleep anymore without it. So we would recommend, like Dorothy's saying, maybe a couple nights, 2 or 3 nights, get back into that routine. And I think it's like, they're so natural. I feel like they're more of like, almost like
placebo.
You guys are familiar with placebo? Like, it's not. So Dorothy's like, "I need a melatonin." I'm like, no, you don't. It's like, I feel like I should have just give her like a little vitamin C. Here you go. Here's your melatonin. Go to sleep now. It's not a sleep pill. Like, it's not going to put you to sleep like that. You still have to have a restful mindset. You still have to go to sleep, put yourself to sleep. You can't like pop a couple pills, blast the movie, and then like hopefully the pill's going to put you to sleep.
Ew.
That's not what melatonin is. It just it helps in a small amount to get you to fall asleep.
That's right.
You know what? I think it actually helps you sleep deeper, not deeper, but longer. Like a longer restfulness. So maybe it doesn't even put you to sleep, but once you're asleep, it helps you sleep longer.
It helps you kind of relax a bit.
That's how I feel once in a while when I pop a pill. Okay.
All right. We're going to wrap things up, guys.
So do your best to reduce stress at this time of year. You don't have to be like, "Oh, I'm just too stressed out," or "This is the time of year." We don't have to accept that. We just have to find ways to reduce stress. All right, guys. Thanks again for being here with us. Have a great day, and we'll catch you again.
We'll catch you later. Merry Christmas.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community. You can always find us on Facebook.com/TrueFormLife. We post up there a couple times a day on our story. We're always trying to bring you more content around living a healthy lifestyle, whether that be nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. We also have free challenges that we do at least once a month. So if you follow us along there, you'll be able to join maybe a plank challenge or a squat challenge, Tabata challenge, whatever it may be. We'd love to have you join us. We're also on Instagram.com/DrewTadia. Again, we're posting up there a couple times a day along with our story, all dedicated to keeping you fit and healthy and on track. Our main website is trueformlife.com. If you want to check out some of our products, some of our services, or if you just want some great content from videos to blog posts and recipes and more, we got all that at trueformlife.com. Once again, thank you so much much for being here. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.